feels so good to have a haircut. It feels so much better. It was so annoying at the end.
Does your head feel not nearly as heavy now?
It's not that it feels less heavy, but man, being able to see all the time and not like, especially when it's warm, not having not sweaty hair, sweaty hair in my face constantly is real nice. Hello and welcome back to the 129th episode of Good Bad Bad Show. We watch terrible movies. I said Good Bad Bad so fast that it blurred into not even a single word. It was like a noise. Good Bad or Bad Bad, the show where we watch terrible movies. Tell you should too. I'm your host, Mr. Brian Shilligo, joined once again in the studio, in the flesh, Mr. Kyle Hinton. Kyle, what the fuck was our last episode? Fading of the Cries. We're sticking in the fantasy realm, Kyle. We went back to back fantasy this week.
That was dark, edgy,
vampire, zombie, whatever
it was.
Necromancer fantasy.
This is the source of the Necromancer's power.
And this week we're delving
a very superhero comic book style.
Yes, we're talking about 2011's Cross.
Starring a whole bunch of just a hodgepodge of people that the casting agency was able to get them.
Yep, just random ass people it tossed into this film.
I mean, let's just start it off. Brian Austin Green's our main dude.
Yeah, from 90210.
We have Michael Clark Duncan as
I don't remember, not Gunner.
As the Kingpin, basically.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Ironically enough, the Kingpin.
Yeah, basically playing Kingpin. Yes, Michael Clark Duncan.
Vinnie Jones as the main bad guy.
Gunner, the Viking.
We got Jake Busey.
Yes. The fantastic Jake Busey.
We've got Robert Carradine. He plays the blood scientist.
Oh, yes. From both two things. One, I was like, hey, Revenge of the Nerds guy.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yes, Katie was like, the scene when he's like torturing those women in the lab. Katie was like, as a Lizzie McGuire fan, this is very disturbing to me.
You just need a little sample. Don't flinch. It makes it hurt.
No.
Oh.
I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even.
I'm sure there's other like bit actors and stuff, but those are the ones we were able to pick out.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
For the wrong place, the wrong time. That's where we come in.
Oh yeah, well he's in there for like a
thing. In the opening credits, and that's it. I think, right? He's in the opening credits and then doesn't show up in the movie. It's fantastic. So how did you find this movie?
This
is a Kyle choice. This one feels like a me choice, but this is a you.
Yes,
selection.
This one I just kind of scoured on IMDb, and I'm trying to remember which actor I connected to. I think it was Robert Carradine. No, it was Vinnie Jones. I was looking through Vinnie Jones' filmography.
Yeah, we have
it was
another
just like,
one. Yeah.
Here's a shitty film here's an independent film that Vinnie Jones did in the early 2010s, and I was like, oh sweet.
Yeah, we have one we got in the mail called Legend of the Bog with Vinnie Jones that may also have to be done someday. Yeah, this so it's a superhero movie, and Kyle, I kind of love this movie.
I love the thematics. I love even the atmosphere of it and the tone. There's certain aspects to it that do not work.
It's terrible. The movie's not good, but I applaud them.
Are you kidding? Now you've done it. And if I'm picking that Viking up, you can clean my car.
Again, similar to Fading of the Cries, at least, they tried. Like, they went out with big ideas and tried to pull it off.
Brian Austin Green could not give a fuck less about this film, and it showed in everything.
I'm sorry.
Really? I thought he was okay. I mean, maybe that works for his character that he doesn't care because that's kind of like the
he is kind of numb.
Numb character that he's playing. But I thought he was pretty good. I thought most of the performances actually worked pretty well.
Like, you have to imagine Vinnie Jones didn't give a shit about it.
Well, that's excellent. Because I need loyalty. You just passed the test.
No. But he's still doing his thing, which I guess is like the thing he does, which is just be like
I'm sure
gruff,
with Michael Clark Duncan, they were just like, hey, you know when you played Kingpin and Daredevil? Can you just kind of do that?
Just do that again.
Just do that again?
Just do that. She's like, sure, why not?
Okay. Did the check clear? Yeah, okay. We'll do it. And then Robert Carradine is probably happy to get work.
No, there's not time to play. It goes down tomorrow night. Now find those people and bring them to me. Alive.
Yeah, I can imagine that he's not exactly top of the call list anywhere anymore. So at first blush, I was like, wait, is this based on a comic book? Because we get like a comic book cover. At least at the end, we get a comic book cover.
It is stylized to the point where you're like questioning it.
But it's not. I couldn't find anything. The Wikipedia didn't make any reference to a book or anything.
What it reminded me was, I think is it the Constantine comic book?
Really? Reminded you of Constantine?
No, hang on.
Constantine's
Mad Max.
I didn't know there was a comic book.
Or not Max. Max Payne. That's it.
Max Payne makes a little more sense than anything else.
I was trying. My brain was like just flatlining there.
But like
Max Payne. Because I believe in the comics, Max Payne has like an actual pendant.
Does he?
Yeah.
I've only played like one of the games, so I have no idea the lore of Max Payne.
I'm trying to remember because I think it started as a comic first.
Really, Max Payne?
Yeah, and then it became a video game.
Alex had kept me relatively sane for the past 3 years. Now I didn't know how I felt.
And then it became a Mark Wahlberg movie.
And then it became a Mark Wahlberg
which I have not seen. The opening credits for this are fantastic. 2005 iMovie, like they have like the comic book effect that you could get in like iMovie. It's just plastered on top of these opening credit stills. It looks so delightfully cheesy. Did you find out?
No.
Oh.
Actually, I think I was way off.
Because what this reminded me of was Suicide Squad.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, just ignore what I said about the Max Payne.
Okay, we're just going to pretend the Max Payne conversation never happened. No, but this reminded me of Suicide Squad a little bit in terms of like a gang of like sort of like misfit,
anti-hero misfits.
Anti-hero type people coming together to do dangerous stuff.
I mean, they're definitely not the stereotypical good guys because they just kill everybody.
When they're introduced, I thought they were bad guys. Like when they show up in that first scene, I legit thought they were bad guys. So we get our
I totally forgot Tom Sizemore.
Oh yeah, Tom Sizemore. Yeah, he's in like 2 scenes in the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so he's the detective who's
he's in the opening of the movie.
What is he investigating?
He's investigating these killings that are going on, but he's also committed to like taking down this superhero, he's like playing like the typical like these vigilantes. Detective. I don't want them running around in our city, you know, taking down criminals. Even though they're taking out bad guys, they're vigilantes, and I don't like it.
But these guys are responsible for taking out like half the bad guys in LA. You know, if they exist.
They exist.
Kind of thing.
What happened to Tom Sizemore?
There's a whole Wikipedia article about what happened to Tom Sizemore that you don't want to read.
Like he went Saving Private Ryan, and then he was good playing like the kind of gruff, like hard-boiled kind of guy. Yeah. And now it's just like he's just your divorced dad.
Yeah. Yep. There's a Wikipedia article about what happened to Tom Sizemore. But anyways, so we get exposition that there's these amulets that were forged back in the olden days that give powers to people, and they seem to be like given to they're like passed down from the bloodlines of ancient gods, I think is the idea.
The gods chose warrior families to protect mankind from the darkest of enemies. They forged amulets from celestial alloys and armed each family.
And then we're also explained that there was, back in the old times, the gods made some sort of staff that, and I don't know if it has a name.
Well, I mean, Jake Busey's description is it is the staff of Ra.
Is
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, he describes it as he literally just cliff notes the Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it's like that's what's going on here.
That's exactly it.
Remember that movie with Dr. Jones, the whole map room thing with the stick and the little red jewel and the light went.
But so there's this staff that if all of the if you get the bloodlines
of the five
bloodlines, and then you put them in this staff, it becomes an uber power weapon that can do anything and like destroy everyone or do whatever you want, basically.
Anyhow, she created this staff that was powered by the souls of the dead.
And so that's our setup, and the staff is our MacGuffin. It's not really a MacGuffin. It's just our evil. What's the word I'm looking for? Doomsday clock. It's not a doomsday clock, but whatever. And we get this setup with his son. Well, it's actually Cross.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Cross as a kid.
As a kid, yeah.
And his dad is what is it? Is it Michael C. Hall, right? The guy from Dexter.
No, that is not who is playing
sure?
his dad. 100%. That is not who is playing his dad. I know who you're talking about. That is not who is playing his dad.
Okay. I thought it was him.
He was in the middle of Dexter when this movie came out. I don't think he was starring in D-tier, like, fucking direct-to-video superhero movies.
You know who was, though? C. Thomas Howell.
Yes, yeah.
He was in one scene, and you're just like, dude, are you this desperate for money?
Wait, who?
C. Thomas Howell.
Who is that?
Pony Boy from The Outsiders.
Oh, God, I don't even... Okay, we've talked about how I haven't seen The Outsiders.
Or a significantly more offensive film, Soul Man.
Some people would do anything to get into Harvard.
It's gonna be great! These are the 80s, man! It's the Cosby decade!
For Mark Watson, all it took was a little soul.
What is he? He was in The Outsiders. I don't know. He was in Red Dawn, and he was in E.T. He doesn't look familiar to me at all. So, whatever. I'll take
You heard it, guys. Brian does not know your 80s teen heartthrobs.
You got me there. You got me there. But he explains that this necklace gives the power of Ashlotic, and it's the power from within.
Ashlotic, the power from within. Ashlotic.
And that they were him and his son have been chosen to be superheroes, basically.
Okay. So how many medallion things were there?
I don't know.
Were there 5 because there were 5 gods?
We only see one.
Oh, we only see one. Okay. Would you think it would make sense to introduce the other ones?
Some of the other ones?
Way?
No.
Oh,
why would you do that? Yeah, because you're right.
Don't introduce lore and just throw it off to the side.
Yeah, like they're introduced like, okay, these bloodlines and they have the powers, but he's the only one that has any powers because of this necklace, right? I think, at least that we see in this movie. Kyle, which we'll get to that. So they found a bunch more bodies. There's been a murder spree in LA. Like they've been finding a bunch of people dead. And we get a news scene, and it was giving me real hard news today energy with Lenny G.
Yes, Lenny G reporting for News Today. We have gotten into the crime scene.
The lady standing there, and there's crime scene.
They always have a fucking shotgun mic,
holding a shotgun mic up to their mouth. And the performance by the witness is very good. I love that whole scene is fantastic.
They just threw her in the back seat of the car and then drove off. I heard a scream and then nothing.
And then nothing.
And then we introduced, like you said, to Tom Sizemore playing the detective who's investigating these murders, and he comes storming into that hospital, and it's just like, I'm going to see this girl.
Between snorting lines of coke and his 5 a.m. scotch.
Yeah. So he bursts into this hospital room, and he's talking to this girl who I guess was like there or like at the murder scene but wasn't murdered or something like that. I also don't know if we ever find out who's murdering people and why.
It was awkwardly enough, it was they're being captured or taken by the dude who was in the room with the woman he's interviewing.
Yes, the doctor, Revenge of the Nerds, Lizzie McGuire dad.
His acting here is so ridiculous.
The whole time, this whole movie,
It makes sense when he's just like an eccentric crazy guy who's in command or something like that.
Yes.
It doesn't work when he's like a doctor who's whining about police procedure.
Doctor, this is hospital, not a police station. He's cursing at me. You'll see.
Yeah, his performance is terrible, and I think he's doing it on purpose. Like, I think he knows what this movie is, and it's like, nah, this is dumb. I'm gonna do real over the top dumb. And he's got a sweet scar on his face because he's an evil doctor, so of course he does. But he's there and he's taking her blood or whatever. But I guess my point is that, like, usually throughout the rest of the movie, the people from the different bloodlines get kidnapped. Who is doing this murdering? I don't understand what the murders are.
They get their blood, and if they're not needed, then they just get kind of discarded.
Kill them? I guess that could be it.
Gunner's coming to LA tonight. Ehrlich wants the bloodlines mapped and ready. We only need 4.
Is there time to play?
But
he's asking her what happened. She's giving her a recount, and this is where we're introduced to the discount Suicide Squad.
Oh, the discount Suicide Squad. She's like, we have flashback to her story, and she's in this parking lot, and some 2 random guys mug her, basically, and pistol whip her in the fucking head. And then as she's laying there on the ground, our Suicide Squad shows up.
Yep.
Jake Busey rolls out of the car.
Oh my God.
And they all have
Sadly,
names.
he's the most memorable one out of them.
He is. His character, again, the performances, I thought he does an okay job as that character. Like, he just plays kind of Jake Busey that you've seen in everything other than Contact, where he's like a crazy cultist. But
it's the same people who again and again have brought us to the brink of destruction, who polluted our air, who poisoned our water.
Let's see, there's close combat guy.
You mean stick fighter?
Yes.
Fucking stick fighters in this movie, Kyle.
At one point, his fucking pull stick turned into a gun.
A gun. He pulls it. Out of nowhere. But he is stick fighter. He has 2 sticks, and it's incredible.
Martial arts and like pistol dude. There's another one who's like close quarters or whatever. There's I'm armed to the goddamn teeth, and I wear double body armor everything.
Everywhere, and he's the only one with like a rifle. Everybody else is using like pistols and stuff, and he's got some sort of AR or something.
Gary Busey's son, Jake Busey, is the explosives expert.
If only it was Gary Busey in this role, it'd be even better. But yeah, he's the demolition guy, and his title says comedic demolitions expert. They do these not in-world, but like 3D motion tracked titles for all of the characters introduced, and they're so bad. They look so. If they would be fine if they had anybody working on this movie who had like an eye at all. Like the color is terrible, the fonts are terrible. It just looks like shit. But it's like, why would you? Okay, great.
It would have been so. Not to give advice on After Effects here, but it'd been so much cleaner if they just would have went with like just bold, clean text coloring and then reveal from a mask.
Yeah, and because like I get what they're going for, but they're just designed so poorly that I'm like, okay, good job, you crushing it, great. So they show up and they're there, and I thought they were evil when they showed up because they look like another gang or something, like because they just roll out with guns and stuff. But no, they're actually good guys. And then another gang shows up.
Yes,
the bad gang. I guess
Ehrlich's henchmen.
Ehrlich's henchmen. Yes, Ehrlich. That's Michael Clarke Duncan's character's name is Ehrlich. And
they have this dude with spiky hair who's called English.
His hair. I thought it was fake. I thought he was wearing a wig. Ridiculous. And at first, I thought he was wearing a wig, but he is. He's not. I called him. He looks like David Schwimmer a little bit to me. Like he's like English David or Scottish David Schwimmer.
Stop writing that ticket, or I will kill you.
But yeah, he shows. They all show up, and it's fantastic. And they shoot the mugger in the head. Yeah. One of the, and I don't know why I guess they're there for the girl because her bloodline or whatever is why they're there.
So it's like this person's being, because like they're just muggers. These guys
are just random. They're not.
They're just like, hey, she's got a camera. Let's get some cash.
Steal
out
her,
of it.
money or whatever.
And immediately they are met with dead.
The Suicide Squad and another rival evil gang show up, and it's like, these muggers picked the worst possible place to do their mugging, and they're just murdered immediately. And then there was a firefight, Kyle.
There was a firefight!
All our Suicide Squad and the bad guys just start unloading on each other. just so much gunfire. It's fantastic.
But then Brian Austin Green shows up in his sports car.
Yes. And surprise, he's bulletproof.
Yes.
So his superpowers are two things that we see.
Like force push.
Well, yes. One, he can force push things, and two, he's bulletproof. Like they shoot at him and like little green energy absorbs.
Like, oh, look, your bullet didn't do anything.
Absorbs the bullets, yeah, and then he force pushes people. And then I love after all the firefight happens and everything goes down, it cuts to a shot of Ehrlich it's the reveal of Michael Clark Duncan. He's in a limo and like the curtain pulls aside and it's Michael Clark Duncan sitting there all dramatically. I was like, all right, I'm into this.
So Brian Austin Green was married to Megan Fox at the time. Do you think she was like, I just got out of Transformers. What the fuck are you doing?
Wait, you said who was?
Megan Fox.
She was married to Brian Austin Green?
Yeah,
I didn't know
the
that.
time. She married like I don't know, like a decade or something.
Oh,
like that.
Okay.
But like she just got done with Transformers. Like
this is his Transformers, Kyle.
Yes,
Kyle. This is his Transformers, the cross movies.
She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Crushing it, Kyle. That's what he's doing.
I'm not gonna forgive myself. Why should I? I let her die. She was my everything.
Don't you think I know that?
And yeah, it's so great. So that firefight all goes down, and then we cut back to the hospital, and I love she's like,
They were all kind of cute.
They were kind of cute.
They were kind of cute, all of the evil guys. It's fantastic. And then we cut to commercial break because this is on Tubi.
Yes.
And we get. Did you get? I don't know if you watched this on Tubi. Did you get the weird John Goodman?
Yes. Yes.
I had to talk about the John Goodman ad.
So
I was like, what is this?
It's probably on YouTube. So it's an ad for Slotomania.
Slotmania or Slotomania.
And John Goodman is somebody's fingertip.
I was like, what is happening? I was not prepared for that commercial at all. It was very strange. But I enjoyed it. So then we go back to the assassin hangout or the Suicide Squad hangout, which I don't know if their organization doesn't have a name, does it?
No, not
I don't think
really.
it does. They should have given him a name. That would have made more sense.
One of their assassins is a
saint.
Yeah, he's like a priest.
Yeah,
who's
his
on hiatus.
code name is Saint, and he's not assassinating anymore.
Yeah, and
he's reformed.
They always get to the point where he's like, is he getting back? Is he getting back?
Is he getting back in the game?
And then even a point where he's like, all right, I got a shotgun, and he doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything. Yeah. It's well, then we got to save that for the sequel.
What?
So we also find out they have a super sweet superhero hangout pad that they all chill at all the time.
It's got a pool table.
It's got a pool table. It's a pretty cool superhero pad. I mean, it's no Stark Tower, but it's something, I guess. And I love that we find out, we get an introduction to Cross's sordid dark past and why he feels guilty about something that went down. And we get a little brief flashback of him and this woman who's like,
did you see what her little name thing said? It was up for like 3 fucking seconds or something.
What was it?
I have no clue.
Oh, I think it was like Angel or something. I can't remember.
I'll put a freeze frame on it.
But she's with them on a mission in this flashback, and they're walking through this building, and we get the fantastic cut to black gunshot, and then we cut back to modern times. So we don't even know what happened yet. It was just like, oh, okay, she got killed probably.
Yeah, because obviously he's not going to take a bullet.
Yeah, obviously he's alive still. And I was like, they're definitely going to fridge her. And yeah, she gets
I think
murdered.
it would have been better if the bullets on him would just ricochet off.
Oh, and it bounced off him and killed her. And it's actually his superpowers that were like the thing that killed her.
Yeah.
That would at least be interesting, yeah. No, she just gets fucking shot in the chest.
Just have a Gwen Stacy moment where Spider-Man accidentally breaks her neck.
Yeah.
For you comic book fans out there.
Meanwhile, we cut to a random woman walking down the street, and this is where we're introducing the collection of the Bloodlines. It's this woman walking down the street, and these two guys just show up in a car. And this movie's so lazy sometimes. Sometimes they go over the top and like really try hard. Some of the scenes though are so lazy, like this one. They show up, and then they're like, "How you doing?" And then it just cuts.
Yep.
And then they're putting a vial of blood in.
Nailed it.
The staff, and it's
Nailed
like,
it.
Oh, so we didn't show anything. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa.
Nice dog.
It's very boring. But it says Bloodline 1 completed, so they've collected, and I can't remember, this is Hera. This is a descendant of Hera, this first one.
Yeah, it's like Poseidon, Hera, Ares,
Morpheus, or Orpheus, yeah, one of the, I think it's Morpheus.
And then I have no clue the fifth one is. Whatever, it's not Zeus.
It's not, it's just random gods. Like, they don't seem to have any rhyme or reason, and they're not, like, all from the same pantheon.
I do like, because, spoiler here, Brian Austin Green is the descendant of Ares.
Ares, yeah.
And
he's the god of war, Kyle.
I know. but you know, god of war, you know, Mars, what color is associated?
Red. Always red.
And he's green.
Green. For
some
of course,
yeah.
Because, like, Artemis is, or, like, there's a ton of gods that have, like, you know, related to, like, plants or green or any of that. No, Ares, apparently. Great. Perfect. So there's this one random scene where a Scottish David Schwimmer murders a parking attendant for no reason. He just shoots
He's writing him a citation. He literally says to the dude,
"Stop writing that ticket, or I will kill you."
If you keep writing that ticket, I'm going to kill you. He gives him the ticket.
He just shoots
good on his word, shoots him.
And then there's a line from the other guy where he goes,
"You know, I've always wanted to do this. And that was for all those innocent victims you ripped off with your little tickets."
I've always wanted to do this, and then he shoots.
Double taps. Yeah.
It's like, you've always wanted to double tap a parking attendant? That's a very specific, weird dream, dude. I mean, don't let your dreams be dreams, I guess, but it's very strange. So then, and then meanwhile, the whole thing they were doing is the setup for the parking ticket scene is that they're going to pick up somebody from the docks.
Yes.
An important guy. And we see them pick him up, but we don't see who it is. We just see, like, feet walking. And I was convinced this was going to be Danny Trejo. At first, no, because he's not in the movie. He's in the credits. It's Vinnie Jones. Ultimately, we find out that this is Vinnie Jones.
Yep. But he drops off Vinnie Jones at the hideout, right? The evil guy's hideout. And I do have to mention, I can never remember this guy's fucking name, but he one of Michael Clark Duncan's right hand.
Well, they're playing poker.
Is Johnny
Lawrence.
Johnny Lawrence
from Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
Yes,
so I think
is
it William Zepko?
I don't know the actor's name. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, that's the Johnny from the Karate Kid. Yeah, he's in one scene, I think, in this. No, two scenes, maybe.
Yeah,
so they're playing poker when he brings them back, and it's just like a big dramatic scene where we get to kind of see Michael Clark Duncan be a hard ass.
Because somebody's cheating and Michael Clark Duncan.
Go fish, because the movie is like a little bit taking the piss, like they know,
Yep.
You cheat me at fish, you sleep with the fishes.
I told you someone was going to get it.
So they're playing Go Fish, and he ends up murdering somebody.
Vinnie Jones, just because I was so much of a hard ass he is, he's like, I need you to kill somebody here.
Yeah.
Kill this guy because he talked to me.
Ehrlich, if you want to work with me, put this mouthpiece down.
Want me to kill him?
Yeah, I love that guy that talks to him. Like Vinny, he like talks shit to Vinnie Jones, and Vinnie Jones looks at him, and he backs down and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then immediately talks shit again. And I was like, "What is that?" It was such a weird conversation. But he ends up murdering the guy who was cheating him at Go Fish.
And the special effects blood splatter in this movie is pretty fantastic.
It's all just terrible CG blood. It's similar to Fading of the Christ. We did miss the introduction of our new love interest scene, which was right before this, where Cross goes to a bar. His name's Callan, but Cross is like his superhero name. He goes to, or code name or whatever. He goes to a bar, and there's these women there, and there's like two Scottish. They specifically say they're Scottish, I believe.
Yes. Irish? Scottish.
Causing trouble.
Getting more and more drunk. But
yes, getting more and more knackered,
not that,
Kyle. It actually works.
Not that difficult.
Yeah, but they're being jerks, and they're like hitting on this, and I can't remember what did we find out her name ultimately, or like she has a code name.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. That's what it is. So Sunshine. And I was like, okay, well, clearly, our Cross is going to go beat these guys up. And he does, but she also helps beat them up because she's very capable. We find out she has her own self-defense school or something like that. And she helps beat them up. And they're becoming she's like, you going to take me home? You going to walk me home?
He also does have a nice pint of beer that he is currently drinking. He's like, nope, I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'll go. I was just going to finish my beer.
Do you need me to walk you home?
I drove.
Oh, you're responsible. He takes her home, and she conveniently forgets
doesn't
her
have her
keys.
key. Well, no, her keys were in her car, which her friend just stole from her. They walk out of the bar,
Something like
and her
that.
no, that's what happens. She walks out. They walk out of the bar together, and her friend drives away, and she goes, "That's my car." And I'm like, "Wait, your friend just took your car? Fantastic!"
So he drives her to his place.
Yeah, she's got to stay at his place,
and she is getting prepped, and he is incredibly disinterested because he has too
much trauma, Kyle.
Yeah, he can't deal with
too much baggage.
He's such a tortured soul.
He's such a tortured soul.
Now, hang on. We need to have another flashback of his dad fucking dying.
Yeah, he just watches his dad get murdered. Or no, his dad's already dying. Yeah. He's like sitting in his room playing with toys or whatever, and his dad walks in with 4 bullet holes in his back.
Well, we don't see that yet. So he's just like, here, put this on, never take it off.
He just dies in front of his son. It's hilarious. And you can tell, like, the bullet holes are just in the shirt. You don't see actual wounds on it. It's so bad. But he's like, never take this necklace off. I'm dead. And the kid's like, well, that was something. I'm probably going to have issues about this whole thing later in life.
Oh my, there was one. Okay, so there's a moment where she is like sexy straddling him on the couch.
Yes, climbs up on the couch.
He talks about his dad, dying when he was like 8 or something like that. It's like, oh, how'd your mom handle it?
How did your mom handle it?
She had already passed.
She died even earlier than that. And you could not get this woman any more prepped for this dude. Like, she's like, oh my God, you're an orphan. I'm so turned on right now.
This scene, I think the chemistry between them two is actually pretty good. And I thought their performances in this scene weren't bad. I thought it worked pretty well. And it's also one of the better shot scenes because a lot of the filming in this is not great. But the lighting and stuff in this moment is not terrible.
It would not surprise me if she took a step away from him and was like, so you have terminal cancer?
So the we also just it's real important when they introduced Vinnie Jones' character. His little title thing that pops up says Viking cursed to live forever. That's important. We have to know that he's cursed to live forever. But it's not even cursed to live forever. It's very specifically cursed to be the last remaining living person on Earth. That's very specifically important for his plan, which I think is kind of interesting.
Why is he gonna kill us all?
He's cursed to be the last human soul on Earth. He's been through more pain than we can imagine.
But so then we gotta introduce our sweet seedy alleyway informant guy. He shows up twice in the movie in the exact same costumes both times because they shot these scenes back to back.
Trench coat and a cane.
Yeah, well, and everybody else in the scene is also wearing the exact same clothes, even though this scene and the one at the end of the movie happened like a week apart or something. Everybody's wearing the exact same clothes. And but he gets some information from this like guy running a dice an alleyway dice game, and I don't even remember exactly what information he's trying to get, but
why are these women being targeted or something like that?
Well, I thought it was a location of they're trying to go. Well, I know later he's trying to get a location. Doesn't matter. The guy gives him some information, and then they're going to go break into this warehouse. I don't even remember. I think maybe they think they're a woman. Oh, it's one of the women who got taken or something.
Yes.
This is where they are. Or they're gonna go like rescue this woman, and they're gearing up to go on their mission. And we get to see Jake Busey's like weapons. He has
glow balls,
explosive glowing pool balls that like explode, and he keeps his costume.
Yep,
he has it is like irrigation tubing like that you use for landscaping.
Like, I don't understand why they didn't just get like a scroll like capsule thing like an architect would have.
Yeah, like from
National Treasure.
Yeah, National Treasure that he carries. Yeah.
The only way to protect the Declaration is to steal it.
What?
I don't going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
No, it's literally that black like plastic tubing you use for like irrigation and like it's amazing, and it's strapped it's attached to his leather jacket. It's like riveted onto his leather jacket. It's great.
And then he throws it to he throws them to people and they're like, "Huh, what is this thing?
I'll just hold this
it's
thing
making
forever."
Loud frequency noises
and glowing. Yeah, I guess I'll just hold it. That happens 2 times in this movie. He kills people by giving them a bomb and them just holding on to it until they explode. But I was like, I can't wait for these to see the explosions in this movie.
Hold on to that.
And also, all of the fake guns in this movie are plastic. They're all plastic.
Yes.
It's so bad. There's one point where they're packing up, I think it's later in the movie, where like the sniper guy is packing a backpack full of guns, and you can just hear the plastic guns clacking against each other. It's hilarious.
All right, they're gonna need us. We're gonna need more firepower.
So they break into this warehouse, snap a guy's neck. He force pushes a couple people. And then we get I thought a kind of fun scene. This is one of the bomb scenes where Jake Busey goes into the bathroom.
He takes a shit.
Yeah, he goes into the stall. And then I thought the camera work was kind of clever. Like we follow him into the stall and then the camera pulls back and reveals a 2-shot. And there's a guy in the stall right next to him. And he asks him for toilet paper and then he gives him back a bomb. It's not like incredible, but it's at least an interesting kind of funny scene. Like I thought it worked pretty well. But yeah, like you said, the guy just like holds the bomb and is like, wonder what this is. Can I wipe my ass with this? I get and then explode. These bombs are incredibly powerful.
Yes.
He blows out like an entire floor of the building when this bomb goes off. It's great. And then it was more like kind of just going through the warehouse, killing people, clearing people, and stuff like that. We have this one scene I got to talk about because I don't know what's going on in it. We watch Cross walk across the camera and then into a room, and then we hear a gunshot and brains splatter all over the window.
I had no clue what that
Did he
was.
just like murder somebody in there? Was that what's supposed to be? Because it was such a strange scene. But they end up finding the girl. They save her after they kill some more people, blah, blah, blah. But as they're leaving, the Flash shows up. Like,
yes.
I don't know
Vinnie Jones has super speed for some reason.
Yeah, I guess that's his power, which we only see him use in this scene and never again
and
in the movie.
And he just like yoink and just steals Cross's pendant.
Yeah, steals his pendant, and Cross seems a little upset about it, but he seems mostly confused in this scene. He like gets it taken and he just kind of stands there like, I don't know what just happened. But now he's got his he doesn't have his necklace anymore. It's bad news bears, man. He doesn't have his powers anymore. But like you said, we get the explanation while they're back at the base. Jake Busey, for some reason, knows Why is he the one who knows?
I don't know. You think it would be, I don't know, the communications chick who operates as that.
Or somebody who has powers as well, like would tell him that.
Or even the woman they saved had some sort of knowledge from family.
From her family. No, it's just randomly Jake Busey knows the story, and he tells the story, and then like you said, he's like,
remember that movie with Dr. Jones, the whole map room thing with the stick and the little red jewel and the light went through? Okay, well.
You guys remember that movie with Dr. Jones where he gets a staff? And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
We don't have licensing to say Indiana Jones.
Yeah. But so that's the whole plan, is that Gunner is trying to get the staff. Well, he has the staff. He's trying to get the bloodlines of the 5 descendants of the
staff
gods.
That was like clearly like some sort of tubing.
It's
metal tubing.
God,
that it was
not
like
metal.
Buzz cut.
Not
PVC.
PVC.
Are you sure it was PVC?
100% sure
Okay.
that was PVC. That prop, when we see it at the end, made me so irrationally angry that such a low quality, like, look, it does not, this movie didn't have a big budget, obviously, but it would, I could make a better prop staff than that in 2 hours.
Do you think somebody called in favors
2 hours
to get the casting? Because everything else about the budget of this film makes sense for something that's relatively low budget.
And I think it's still relatively low. I think they definitely did blow most of their money on the people just to get the names so that like they could get the people on the cover, you know, at the movie store or whatever, so people would watch it. But because yeah, I mean, the rest of the budget is not high, but man, that staff, it's all one color. It's just it's too thick. Like a staff isn't this big around, but they made it that thick so they could put the stupid vials of blood in it. And there's no adornment. There's no nothing. This little ball on top, it's like a little ball.
Yeah, it's just spray painted gold.
It's all gold. Like, make the ball a different color. Like, fucking, I was infuriated by that. That prop was so bad. It made me so angry, Kyle. It made me so fucking angry. So then we cut to the lab as where Lizzie McGuire's dad is.
He's going like complete ham here.
Yeah,
like,
just wild.
How about you? Let's try your blood.
We need to have a look inside. Your blood will power the staff and I'll be rich.
Yeah, he's got like a speculum at one point. He's just over the top evil villain scientist. They have like the set dressing. There's like a candelabra and like in the background of one of the shots, there's like a zombie. Like
he has the women chained up.
Yeah, like shirtless, just in their. It's ridiculous, but it's fantastic. Yeah, I was like, what is it? There's like a corpse while they're having that conversation with an ice pick in its eye, just sitting behind them. I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't. All right, cool. Yeah, and his performance, I cannot get over how obnoxious his performance is. Then we have to go back and get the rest of our backstory about what happened to Cross's lady. And we flash back again. He has this conversation with one of the other women in
yes. So
in the group.
The woman who was shot in this flashback scene was like the love of his life.
Yes,
and everything.
His love.
His reaction to her dying on the ground
is no reaction. Kyle, he doesn't react.
He doesn't hold her as she's bleeding out. He doesn't try to comfort her and be like, no.
He literally
he's just like.
He looks at her and then goes. He like sighs. Has like an angry exhale. Like that's the extent
exasperated.
Of his yeah. Oh fuck. She died. It's so nothing. I was like, what the hell? Oh my God, it's hilarious. He also, because in the moment before that, when he's talking to the lady before the flashback, he says to her,
"You weren't the one holding her when she died."
And he's like, "You weren't the one holding her when she died." I'm like, "Neither were
you." Yeah, neither were you.
You asshole. Oh, also, she got really unlucky because she doesn't get shot in the head. They're wearing bulletproof vests.
Right in the neck.
Right in the neck. Like, right, just really good shot.
Choke on your own blood.
Oh, fuck. That scene cracked me up because he could not care less that his love interest is dying.
Oh, no.
It's a minor inconvenience to his day.
I'm sorry.
But then we flat cut back and he's like,
it's like getting a parking ticket.
Yeah. Which the guy who got a parking ticket in this movie had a much more outlandish reaction than when this guy's girlfriend got murdered. I'm
done. I'm done. This is my last mission.
We cut back and he's like, "This is it. This is my last mission. Then I'm done." Because for whatever, who cares? That motivation doesn't really matter. He's gonna be out after this. And then he calls Sunshine though, and he's like, "There's people looking for you. You gotta get." I don't know why. I guess because she was with him or something. Whatever.
And then he just picks her up and brings her to their super secret headquarters.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, everybody's initial reaction, which of course is like, "Why are you revealing this to a civilian?"
Yeah, she's just like a random person. He's like, "She's good. She's got a self-defense school.
She's one of
the crew."
Yep. Oh man, yeah.
Whoa, you're taking a civilian?
Yes, we are.
What? You think I'm gonna let you guys have all the fun?
Are you serious with this?
Suit up, guys. Come on.
I also love in the setup to that scene. I think it's right before he brings her there. I think it's the pacifist guy is walking around
with a shotgun
over his shoulders, and he's got his arms on it. And if you look again, because the guns are plastic, it's bending. Like when you see it from the back, it's like bowed slightly from the weight of his arms on it. It's like fantastic. Oh, and then we get one of the Morpheus's descendant gets taken, and this scene drove me crazy, Kyle, because they do it wrong. They set this scene up at like a classic movie scene, and then they don't do the classic movie scene. She's in the bathroom brushing her teeth, and we're getting a shot over her shoulder into the mirror. Kyle, how do you do this scene in every movie ever when we know she's going to be kidnapped, because that's how this works, right? And she hears a noise. She looks off camera. She's brushing her teeth. What do? She opens the medicine cabinet and then shuts it. Boom. There's a person there. Or she bends down into the sink, comes up. There's a person there. They don't do that, Kyle.
Nope, she just turns and looks
up. That's not how you do that scene. It's the easiest. How do you
I
fuck
wasn't
up
nearly
that scene?
as upset about
How do you fuck up that scene, Kyle? If you're gonna set up that scene, it's a classic scene. Just do it. Just do it. It's easy. Just do it. My guess is because they weren't on set with her. That was filmed on a random day. She was the only person there, and they couldn't. So she just has to look off. Fucking cheap ass bullshit.
Anyways, she's captured, and they come to try and save her, but they're too late. But they have another chick that they're trying to save, who is just a bartender, right?
Yes, it's a bartender. They go to visit, and she's Poseidon's. Oh, Poseidon, I think is because I'm pretty sure she's Poseidon's descendant.
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain.
This is the part where C. Thomas Hall is just like, "Hey, what's up? I'm in here for a few lines.
Is that
peace out?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the other dude behind the bar.
Oh, is he the bartender? Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize that was him. I was like, I thought that guy looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't place what it was. I didn't realize he was the bartender. So they're in this bar, and I love we get a classic pool break scene where the girl, like one of the assassin ladies, is like breaks, and then you get the quick shot of like 8 pool balls going into holes because she's that good. But Michael Clark Duncan walks in with his gang.
Yes,
and we get a big old standoff.
And I'm not gonna lie, Michael Clark Duncan, he chews this up. And
he's killing it in this movie. He has so much fun with this role. I love it. He's sitting there. Yeah, he's absolutely devouring the scenery in this movie. It's so good.
Now, they say that mineral water calms its aggressive nature and allows the whiskey to open up.
He's like, I like gambling. I like games. We're going to play a little game.
Yeah.
If I shoot these 3 shots
and get all 3 in a row,
you're all dead.
You're all dead. And then I'm taking the girl. But if I miss one, I'll take the girl, but I won't kill you.
But if I miss one, I'll let you and your girlfriend go. But regardless, she's coming with me.
I won't kill you.
Yeah. And I love this scene, except I hate that he counts as he shoots. It's a little detail, but it's such a... Just shoot the shots and don't say anything. It's more dramatic that way. There's more tension. We can count to 3, movie. We don't need him to go 1... 2, like just whatever. It's good. It's a good scene. I like it.
But he sinks all 3 and lets them live anyways.
Because the Sunshine grabs the ball and is like, "Look, we'll come with you. Don't kill them or whatever. Like we'll go with you." And he still makes the shot.
Look,
but
you don't exactly have room to bargain.
No, yeah. Somehow that bargains them into not being killed. I don't know exactly whatever. But they don't, because they can't kill them all, because then we'd have no movie.
Yeah, he sinks it and they're like, "All right, later." Bye.
Yeah. Also, there's a very quick shot. It's a little detail when Michael Clark Duncan's talking to Cross. He says to him, "We can dance here right now." And there's a shot of Cross like looking from Michael Clark Duncan, and then like his eyes look over off camera, and then very clearly they use a reversed version of that shot to have him look from off camera back to Michael Clark Duncan, but it is very clearly a reversed.
That's good. I'll put that
it's the line, right? It's right after the line, "We can dance right here, right now," so you'll be easy to find it. But it's, I was like, oh God! All right, good job, well done.
But now they're like, we got to save Sunshine and the Poseidon descendant, so they're strapping up to go into Ehrlich's base.
Yeah, Ehrlich's base. Yeah, they're going into space, and this is why I said I like actually the plot of this movie, which is that Vinnie Jones' character Gunner.
Yeah,
I think this is an interesting.
He has an interesting motivation.
Yes, that was my point. Is that his motivation is interesting. So he wants to staff and all the bloodlines Because with the staff, he can murder everybody on Earth. But the reason he wants to murder everybody on Earth isn't generic, like, I'm a villain, I want to rule the world.
Yeah.
It's because his curse is very specifically, he will be the last living person on Earth, implying that he can die if he's the last living person on Earth.
Yeah, because he's been alive for like 1,200 years.
He's been alive forever, and he's tired of living, and he just wants to die, but he can't. And so he's going to murder every single human on Earth so that he can finally die. It's fantastic.
But then he kills Johnny Lawrence.
Yes, he does murder Johnny Lawrence.
Johnny, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually thought that was kind of an interesting plot. Like, it's kind of clever. So they're going to this big warehouse for this big final face-off.
They get into a crazy shootout in the warehouse, and Cross is like still going out, guns a-blazing, not taking cover of any kind, dual-wielding guns with like green lasers.
Yeah, they got green lasers.
You don't have your medallion, dude.
No.
So just still going out.
He doesn't care. He's just running around. Yeah, like there's so many times in this movie where people would be shot and they just aren't. So they get up to the roof and I don't remember exactly what transpires.
They're in with Michael Clark Duncan. They reach his office or whatever.
And that's before. That was before this, I think.
The way this was shot, it was so confusing. He's like he killed my guys, and then he left me like this.
He's like tied to the chair.
But like we never see him tied to the chair. It's always a close up.
Yeah.
It's always a close up until the end where he gets cut free, and you're like, oh,
he was tied.
I thought he was like disemboweled or something like that, like he can't move.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, because he also got shot. We see a couple bullet holes, like he got shot in the leg, and I thought, he was just like couldn't get up because his legs was like broken or shattered or whatever.
It was so awkwardly shot.
Yeah, it was very weird. But Michael Clark Duncan's like, thanks, I owe you one or whatever.
Yeah,
which he doesn't pay him back in this movie, does he?
No, and then he's gone.
He's gone. He's out of the movie.
Yeah. Also, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. I think it's like one of his last films or something like that.
In the arms of the angel.
I hope he was able to do at least one of the sequels, so they get to, while they're on the roof, Vinnie Jones brings this random woman out to read from the book.
Yeah, what was this?
Who is she? Why is she like a stripper that they kidnapped? Because she's dressed kind of like a stripper or something. She's in like her underwear and like a big like gown and like high boots. I didn't know who she was or what was going on.
It's Crosses up there with the body armor dude. Everybody else is kind of doing their own thing.
They're fighting in other parts of the building. What is the fucking holy shit? Jake Busey fights a big giant guy and punches him in the dick.
And then it's like, here, you can
have a bomb.
It's like, oh, hey, look, this bomb thing is humming and making noises.
I guess I'll just hold on to it.
Boom.
My balls hurt a little more. Hold on to that.
Great. But I also love, I'm pretty sure the book that Vinnie Jones has, that he has her read this like curse that activates the staff or whatever from, is the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, right?
Nice.
Did you see it? I'm like 99%
I'll see if I
sure.
can get a good still of it.
99% sure that is just a prop version of the Necronomicon.
They're reading all this. They have all the
Necronomicon. How would you pronounce it?
Necronomicon?
No, I know, but if you were stupid,
Necronomicon.
Anyways, go ahead, sorry.
But he's like, oh, I got to help Sunshine out of this bind. Meanwhile, Mr. Body Armor Dude is getting shot from every direction.
Yes. Getting shot a million times.
Yes. And somebody's like, shoot him in the head, which they do.
Yeah.
And
don't they?
He's mildly inconvenienced by the fact that he just got shot in the head.
I was like, they're like, and I love the guy that he tells him to shoot in the head. The main henchman for Vinnie Jones is like somebody's dad in a t-shirt. He's just a guy. I can't stress enough how unimpressive he is.
Yes. Yes, he clearly has a like 9-to-5 white collar job.
Yeah, he's like a tech support guy, and he's just in a t-shirt and jeans with a pistol. And I was like, how is this like your big henchman for? It's so bad.
But Vinnie Jones is like, and right into the side, and I got your blood.
Well, because he goes to, he has the girls or the Sunshine and some other like the waitress or whatever trapped on the roof, tied up, and Cross is like, I gotta save him. And he goes to get him, and he gets impaled with a syringe or whatever, and he steals his blood. And I was like, well, that was very clear that was going to be the plan the whole time. Like, I knew that. It seemed obvious.
Well, if that was the case, I don't know why they didn't have them capture Cross as well, if they knew that he was...
Oh, yeah. At the bowling or the pool hall or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That makes no sense because they had him there. They could have just taken him.
Vinnie Jones knew who was the person with the blood.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a secret. And as it seemed obvious because we know he has super powers, so he clearly is a descendant of the gods. Yeah,
whatever. He does it, and then the rod starts going crazy, and then we have a CGI shot of Earth, and it turns red.
It's so bad. It looks so bad. It's like a CG Earth from space, turns red, and we get our classic, end of a superhero movie with a laser shooting into space on top of a building that they have to stop. And I do love that the apparently this staff, as it's doing this, is like causing pain. It's like killing everybody, but like it cuts to a shot of the decked out gun guy. He's like spasming on top of somebody else.
Like we thought he was dead at that point. It was like, that just brought him back to life?
Yeah, well that's actually, I thought for a second, I was like, oh, maybe that's gonna be a weird twist, is that the staff doesn't just kill everybody. It does whatever, like if the person's dead, it brings them back to life, and if they're alive, it kills them. And I thought that was why he was moving, was that he was dead and was coming back. No, he just wasn't dead yet, I guess. Even though he got shot in the head, assuming it seemed to be.
Whatever.
But he just spasms all over a dead body. Like there's a guy underneath him, and he's just like, it's fucking amazing.
But Cross is able to just be like, I'm just gonna absorb my necklace power.
We find out the magic was within him the whole time. Yeah.
Anyways, he makes the thing stop by using powers and magic and shit.
Yeah, it's so dumb. That is also one of the I love a lot about this movie, but the big moment where he realizes,
it felt a little anticlimactic.
It's so anticlimactic, mainly because he gets up and he grabs the staff. He tries to shoot it first, and that doesn't work. And then he grabs the staff. And in this moment, what you do is you give us close-ups of him like, like screaming and like struggling. And you get like you build the tension of whether or not he's going to be able to destroy the staff or whatever. It happens in like 4 seconds in the movie. He grabs it and goes, and then it just explodes and it's over. It's like, okay. I guess that was all. That was it. That was all we needed to do.
Anyways, the world is no longer red.
No, the world, the red sucks back up, recedes.
Vinnie Jones is like, all right, well, I guess I'm still immortal.
Yeah. And then Cross fucking
like X-Men style Havoc shoots him.
Oh, I was gonna say Iron Man, when he shoots the beam out of his chest, just nukes him with his chest laser.
It's like, oh.
And he vaporizes. Okay. Yeah, he like vaporizes into green mist and is, I guess, dead. Or is he, Kyle? Dun, dun, dun. And I love this movie. Then we get a montage of them just murdering random people, like before the credits.
And then Tom Sizemore shows up again. He's like, I gotta stop these people because they're menaces.
They're menaces. Yeah. And it's a montage of them murdering people. And I was really hoping we were gonna get a post-credit scene. Because, it's a comic book movie, so I was assuming like we're gonna see Vinnie Jones, Vinnie Jones like rematerialize or something.
Nope.
No, disappointing. But Kyle, there's 2 sequels to this movie. Did you know that?
No.
There are 2 sequels to this movie.
Oh my God.
Kyle, this movie came out in 2011. They made a sequel in 2017, and then another sequel in 2019. We get to do 2 more of these fucking
my God, yes.
And I'm fairly certain...
They gotta get Jake Busey back at least.
I'm fairly certain from what I read that the premise of the second movie is that... Hold on, I'm looking it up now. That Gunner returns and is back for revenge or whatever. Where's the IMDb entry? Come on. So yes, the sequel is called Cross Wars.
Oh my God.
And then the third movie is Cross Rise of the Villains. And Vinnie Jones and Danny Trejo are in both of them. No. The sequel has a worse score than this one does.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep. I'm so excited, Kyle. We get to do 2 more of these movies.
We get more Tom Sizemore as well, because he's got nothing to do.
Yep. Oh my God. And the third movie has an even worse score than the first 2 movies. It has a 2 out of 10. I'm so excited to one day do the sequels because I love this movie, Kyle. I would say this is good bad.
Oh, it's great bad.
Because, and honestly, here's the thing. It's one of those movies where it actually, story-wise, isn't terrible. It's we're a little messy. Like, it's not the most well put together
There's
thing.
just a lot of execution matters that are like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and it's cheesy. The budget was clearly shit, but the performances aren't. There's a lot of bad ADR and stuff. The performances aren't terrible. I never found it boring because it was pretty action heavy. Like, we're pretty much doing stuff the whole movie. I kind of love this movie. I was very excited about it, and I'm glad that you found it. And I'm so glad that there are 2 sequels because I cannot wait to do these sequels. That's going to do it for this episode. As always, you can do us a giant favor by heading over to patreon.com/GBorBB and supporting us there for $2, $5, or whatever bucks a month. All the money that you do donate to us supports the channel and equipment and all that kind of good stuff. Kyle, I have a podcast called This Film Was It, where we talk about movies that are based on books. When this episode is out, the most recent episode will be our 100th episode.
What?
We are revisiting our first episode where we did The Princess Bride. So we'll be revisiting The Princess Bride for our 100th episode.
Wish.
Yes.
As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley.
Indeed. That's our 100th episode. That should be out when you're watching this, I believe. By the time you're watching this, roughly, it'll be out. So yeah, Kyle, sometimes you can catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/
when either
stuff
one
on
of
the
us
screen.
can be bothered.
You do it more often than I do. Katie and I were just talking about the other day. We're like, we need to do another stream soon, which we will do that.
You can make like pizza or something.
Yeah, we used to do some cooking streams now and then. Maybe we'll do that again. But anyways, you can check us out on Twitch and do that. And I think that's it. Until next time, keep watching movies.
Especially.
It's on Tubi. It's on fucking Tubi. Go watch Cross.
Free. You just got to sit through a couple of John Goodman movies.
And really, they're a delight. Honestly, they make you question your sanity, but they're a delight.